Welcome to this CA ERwin Data Modeler R8 video. This video is entitled CA ERwin Data Modeler R8 Obtaining and Installing Your License. In this video we'll talk about how licensing has changed and what you'll need to do to get and install your license for CA ERwin Data Modeler R8. For R8 there have been significant changes to the installation and licensing of CA ERwin Data Modeler. In R7 there were separate installations for the various data modeling applications, including Model Manager and Navigator. In R8 all of those applications have been rolled into one package. There's only one installation and your license determines which data modeling applications are available. Before we continue, I want to point out that CA ERwin Data Modeler R8's new licensing strategy is unrelated to any previous ERwin licensing process. As such, ERwin R8 will not recognize licenses for any previous versions, but it can be installed and can coexist with R7 and earlier versions. It also means that in order to use ERwin R8, you'll have to get an ERwin R8 license. So let's begin at the beginning. You've just finished the installation and now have a new copy of CA ERwin Data Modeler R8 on your machine. Now what? New installations of ERwin R8 include a one-year license for CA ERwin Data Modeler Community Edition. ERwin CE provides basic data modeling functionality so you can start using CA ERwin Data Modeler right away. But CA ERwin Data Modeler R8 is multifaceted, so if you're planning to use an ERwin application other than the Community Edition, you'll need to get your working license. The working license will configure your installation as the CA ERwin Data Modeler application you really want to use. It's easy to get a license. Licenses for ERwin CE and the ERwin eval are free and you can get them from the CA support website where you downloaded your product. But other R8 licenses are node-locked. Node-locked licenses are specific to a particular machine, and when requesting a node-locked license, you'll need to provide a MAC address from the machine where ERwin R8 is installed. The good news is that ERwin R8 makes finding and selecting an appropriate MAC address very easy. From the CA ERwin Data Modeler menu, select Help, Licensing. And a dialog will open with a list of the MAC addresses from your machine. Choose a device permanently attached to the machine. If you select a MAC address from a removable device, such as one attached to a docking station, the license would be invalid when the PC was undocked and ERwin would not run. Once you've selected an appropriate device, click Copy Address and the MAC address will be copied to your clipboard. You can save the MAC address by copying it to a file, or you can paste it directly into the license request form. Note that since licenses are machine-specific, if you're licensing multiple machines, you'll have to get a MAC address from each machine to be licensed. As we've seen, licenses for ERwin CE and the ERwin eval are available from the CA support website. Other licenses are node-locked and must be requested by filling out a license request form. You can request your license online or by calling CA Customer Care. Either way it will help if you have the required information at hand. In addition to the MAC address, if you're an existing user with active maintenance, you'll need your site ID. If you're a new customer or don't have a site ID, you'll need your OLP certificate number. That's the order ID number from the CA licensing program order confirmation. Once you have your information, go to the CA ERwin support page at support.ca.com/prodinfo/ERwin. Here you'll find a link labeled Get Your CA ERwin License. Follow that link for licensing information and the CA license issue request form. When you open the license issue request form, you'll find there are only a few items to fill in and it will take only a minute or two to complete. First, enter your site ID, or if you don't have a site ID, select a region, but don't enter both. In the description field, make sure to include the name of the ERwin application you want to license and the MAC address from your machine. If you didn't enter a site ID, this is where you'll enter the OLP certificate number. For type of license, select the TLC option, and you can ignore the release, but make sure to fill in the other fields. When you've completed the form, click Submit. Shortly after completing the license request, you will receive an email from CA Technologies with your CA ERwin R8 license file and instructions for installing it. Make sure you save a backup copy of your license file. This will be important if you ever have to uninstall and reinstall your ERwin application. Installing your R8 license is simply a matter of copying the license file to the appropriate folder. You can choose to do this manually or with the aid of the ERwin license installation utility available from the CA support website. It's important to note that CA ERwin R8 licenses are specific to one user, so when installing the R8 license, please be sure you're logged on as the person who will be using ERwin Data Modeler. The easiest way to install your license is with the ERwin license installation utility. The utility is downloadable from the Get Your License link on the CA ERwin support page. To use the utility to install your license, locate your license file, not the utility. Then right-click, choose Open or Open With, and browse to find the license installation utility you just downloaded. Click on the utility, and after a second or two, the license installation is complete. If you prefer to install a license manually, you just copy the license file to a specified location under the user's local application data folder, also known as the non-roaming application data folder. The location for that folder can vary, but the defaults for the most common Windows versions are shown here. When entering the destination path, be sure to enter the text exactly as it appears, including the % signs. It will expand to the appropriate location for the current user. Note these folders are hidden, so the option to show hidden files and folders must be selected. Once you've located the folder, simply copy the license file there, and ERwin Data Modeler will be licensed and ready to use. In summary, we've seen that CA ERwin Data Modeler R8 is a new application with an all-new licensing strategy. After installing ERwin R8, you'll need to get a license to configure the installation as the application you want to use. Most licenses are node-locked, and for those you'll need to have a MAC address and request your license online or by calling CA Customer Care. Make sure you save a backup copy of your license file. Then you can install your license manually or with the aid of a simple utility. For more information on this and on all ERwin applications, it's available at any time on the internet from ERwin.com and from the CA support website, support.ca.com. Also, many technical and support resources are available directly from the ERwin Data Modeler menu. Just clicking on Help on the ERwin menu will present links to a variety of technical resources, including support, licensing, and the CA customer community. So while using CA ERwin Data Modeler, a full range of help and support resources are just a click away. This concludes the presentation on obtaining and licensing CA ERwin Data Modeler R8. This is one in a series of technical videos covering various aspects of CA ERwin Data Modeler. Please check for other topics that may be of interest. Thank you.